Choosing a new laptop in 2025 involves many important decisions. You consider the screen size, the processor speed, the amount of memory, and storage capacity. However, for many users, especially gamers and creative professionals, the graphics processing unit or GPU is a critical component. It's the engine that drives visual experiences. A powerful GPU can mean the difference between smooth, immersive gameplay and a frustratingly choppy slideshow. It dictates how quickly you can render videos or work with complex 3D models. Therefore, understanding the GPU landscape is more important than ever, especially with exciting new options emerging. The graphics card is essentially a specialized processor designed to handle complex visual calculations. Think of it as the artist inside your machine painting millions of pixels onto your screen every second. For everyday tasks like web browsing or word processing, a basic integrated GPU, one built into the main processor, is often sufficient. But when you venture into demanding applications like modern video games, video editing software, or design programs, a dedicated GPU becomes essential. These discrete cards, like Nvidia's GeForce RTX series, bring significantly more processing power to the table, enabling higher resolutions, faster frame rates, and more detailed graphics. Nvidia has long been a leader in the GPU market, and their RTX series has set benchmarks for performance and features like ray tracing and AI-powered DLSS. With each new generation, we see improvements in raw power, efficiency, and new technologies. The upcoming RTX 50 series, built on the anticipated Blackwell architecture, is poised to continue this trend. For laptop users, the mobile versions of these GPUs, specifically the RTX 5060 and RTX 5070, are particularly interesting. They promise to bring desktop-class features and significant performance uplifts to portable form factors, making high-end gaming on the go more accessible. The decision between different GPU tiers, such as the RTX 5060 and RTX 5070, can be a tough one. It often comes down to a balance of performance needs, budget constraints, and future-proofing considerations. While a higher-tier card like the RTX 5070 will generally offer more power, the RTX 5060 might provide a surprisingly compelling value, potentially offering performance that punches above its weight class. This essay aims to delve into what we can expect from these two upcoming mobile powerhouses, helping you understand their potential differences and make an informed choice for your next laptop purchase. When we look at the core specifications of laptop GPUs, we are essentially examining their fundamental building blocks. While Nvidia has not yet officially released the full details for the RTX 5060 and RTX 5070 mobile GPUs, as of May 2025, we can make educated estimations based on previous generational patterns and industry expectations surrounding the new Blackwell architecture. The RTX 5070 laptop GPU is anticipated to feature a more robust configuration of CUDA cores, which are the parallel processors responsible for the heavy lifting in graphics rendering. We might expect it to boast a significantly higher count compared to its RTX 5060 sibling, translating directly to more raw computational power. Memory configuration is another crucial differentiator. The RTX 5070 will likely come equipped with more VRAM, perhaps 10 GB or even 12 GB of the newer, faster GDDR7 memory. This contrasts with the RTX 5060, which might feature 8 GB of GDDR7. More VRAM is beneficial for higher resolutions like 1440p or even 4K, and for games with large, high-resolution textures. Furthermore, the memory bus width on the RTX 5070 is expected to be wider than that of the RTX 5060. A wider bus allows more data to be transferred between the GPU and its memory simultaneously, which is critical for feeding the more powerful GPU core and preventing bottlenecks, especially at higher resolutions. Clock speeds, both base and boost, will also play a role, though these can vary significantly between different laptop models due to thermal and power constraints imposed by the chassis design. Generally, the RTX 5070 chips will be binned for higher stable clock speeds, or laptop manufacturers will configure them with higher power limits, allowing them to sustain better performance. The Blackwell architecture itself is rumored to bring substantial improvements in clock speed potential and efficiency over the previous Ada Lovelace generation. This means both the 5060 and 5070 should offer a notable leap, but the 5070 will leverage these architectural gains more effectively due to its larger core configuration. Beyond these core hardware specs, both GPUs will undoubtedly support the latest Nvidia technologies. This includes advanced ray tracing capabilities for more realistic lighting and shadows, and the next iteration of DLSS, possibly DLSS 4. This AI-powered upscaling technology will be crucial for achieving smooth frame rates at high settings, especially on the more mainstream RTX 5060. While both will share the same foundational Blackwell features, the RTX 5070's superior hardware will enable it to utilize these features more comprehensively, for instance, by running ray tracing at higher resolutions with fewer compromises than the RTX 5060 could manage. Translating specifications into real-world performance is where the rubber meets the road for gamers and demanding users. While we await independent benchmarks for the RTX 5060 and RTX 5070 laptop GPUs, early indications and historical performance gaps suggest a fascinating dynamic. The title of this piece hints that the RTX 5060 might be almost as powerful as an RTX 5070. This could mean that for certain gaming scenarios, particularly at 1080p resolution with high refresh rates, the RTX 5060 could deliver an experience that feels remarkably close to its more expensive counterpart, offering exceptional value. However, the RTX 5070 is still expected to maintain a clear advantage, especially as visual demands increase. For gaming at 1440p resolution, the extra CUDA cores, wider memory bus, and potentially larger VRAM pool of the RTX 5070 will become increasingly important. This will allow it to sustain higher average frame rates and provide a smoother experience with maximum graphical settings enabled. Content creators working with 4K video editing or complex 3D rendering tasks will also likely see more significant performance benefits from the RTX 5070, as these workloads heavily tax GPU resources. The key will be the specific power limits or TGP that laptop manufacturers implement for each GPU. Power efficiency is a critical aspect of laptop GPUs. The Blackwell architecture is anticipated to bring notable improvements in performance per watt. This means both the RTX 5060 and RTX 5070 should offer more performance than their predecessors, the RTX 4060 and RTX 4070, without necessarily demanding a massive increase in power consumption. However, the RTX 5070, being a higher tier part, will generally operate at a higher TGP range, typically between 80 watts to 140 watts, while the RTX 5060 might target a slightly lower range, perhaps 75 watts to 115 watts. Efficient cooling solutions within the laptop chassis will be crucial to allow these GPUs to sustain their boost clocks and deliver consistent performance over extended gaming sessions. Ultimately, real-world usage will highlight the strengths of each GPU. An RTX 5060 equipped laptop will likely be a fantastic choice for high-fidelity 1080p gaming, capable of running most modern titles at very high settings with excellent frame rates. It will also be competent for 1440p gaming with some settings adjustments or reliance on DLSS. The RTX 5070 will aim to be the undisputed king of 1440p laptop gaming, offering a no-compromise experience and even making 4K gaming a more viable option on a portable machine, especially with future advancements in DLSS technology. The perceived closeness in performance might be most apparent in titles that are less GPU-bound, or when thermal throttling limits the higher-end chip in thinner designs. When considering a new gaming or high-performance laptop, price is invariably a major factor. The RTX 5060 and RTX 5070 laptop GPUs will occupy different price brackets, reflecting their performance capabilities and target markets. Laptops featuring the RTX 5060 are expected to be positioned in the upper mid-range segment. These machines will aim to provide a fantastic balance of performance and cost, making them accessible to a broader audience of gamers and creators who need significant graphical power without breaking the bank. We anticipate these laptops will offer a very strong value proposition, especially if the 5060 truly nips at the heels of the 5070 in common scenarios. Laptops equipped with the RTX 5070, on the other hand, will command a premium. These will be found in higher-end gaming laptops and mobile workstations, targeting enthusiasts and professionals who demand top-tier mobile performance. The increased cost will be justified by the superior frame rates at higher resolutions, more robust VRAM configurations, and overall greater processing headroom for demanding applications. While more expensive, the RTX 5070 offers a degree of future-proofing and the ability to push graphical settings to their absolute limits. which can be worth the investment for those who prioritize visual fidelity and raw power above all else. The value for money equation is where things get particularly interesting with the RTX 5060. If it delivers performance significantly closer to the RTX 5070 than previous 60 versus 70 tier cards have, it could become the standout champion of the Blackwell mobile lineup for many users. Gamers primarily targeting 1080p resolution or even 1440p with smart settings and DLSS might find the RTX 5060 offers 85 to 90% of the perceivable performance of an RTX 5070 for a considerably lower price. This makes the additional outlay for the 5070 a matter of diminishing returns for some, unless specific VRAM needs or the desire for uncompromising 1440p or entry 4K gaming are paramount. Ultimately, the best choice depends on individual needs and budget. If you are a dedicated gamer looking for excellent 1080p performance or solid 1440p gaming without spending top dollar, an RTX 5060 laptop is shaping up to be a very compelling option. For content creators dealing with moderately complex projects, it will also prove highly capable. However, if your sights are set on high refresh rate 1440p gaming with all eye candy maxed out, or you engage in professional-grade video editing, 3D animation, or AI development that heavily leverages GPU acceleration, the extra investment for an RTX 5070 laptop will likely provide tangible benefits and a smoother, faster workflow, ensuring your machine remains powerful for years to come.